Hey guys, Allyssa LaScala here from Fit with Liz, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about BCAAs. This actually came up as a topic from my last Facebook Live earlier this week. We did one on intermittent fasting, and it was a topic that came up as far as what things that you can actually have during the fasting period if you're someone that does intermittent fasting to try and lose weight or to achieve some type of health or fitness goal. Especially you, Melissa, I knew that you wanted this done as soon as possible, and Tony Daskus, I know that we were just talking about this earlier, but a lot of people ask me, what should I do as far as BCAA consumption, and what are some good brands? Because guys, let's face it, there are so many different supplements out there that you don't know what's worth spending your money on. And then if it's something that seems intriguing to you, then what's the best brand to make sure that you're not just peeing your money away? So there's a couple different things I'm going to touch on for you guys. I wanted to touch on what the best brands are for you, what time that you should be taking them, if this is even something that's worth you incorporating into your regimen, because some people, honestly, it may or may not be beneficial for them. And then maybe you're someone that is just like, BC what? You have no idea. So that's what I'm here for. So I'm just going to start off telling you guys that BCAA stands for branched chain amino acids. And we can probably all start to just have like this little trigger of middle school or high school education where we remember that amino acids are the building blocks of protein. So that's what the idea is behind this. There are a bunch of different amino acids, but the branched chain amino acids, specifically three, leucine, isoleucine, and valine, are what's found in the BCAAs. Hey, Marilee. Yeah, guys, feel free to comment, have any questions, post them below, and I'll try to answer them throughout if I don't cover it already, but I'll look at the end like I did earlier this week. And I'll try not to get too sciencey on you with you guys here, just so I don't have, some people snoozing in the background. I know that we just want to give the basics, but if you have any specific questions, I'd be happy to go into further detail after this for sure. But when it comes to BCAAs, we're really looking at three main amino acids, like I said. So it's the leucine, isoleucine, and valine. So when you look on the back of a BCAA supplement, so they actually come in tablets or powder form, but most people have powder form. You're going to be looking for three main things. So you want to make sure that, first of all of those aminos are in there. A lot of times you'll find all different types of, it'll have caffeine, it'll have probably 5 other amino acids that are in there. Sometimes it'll just have extra sugars, electrolytes, some type of proprietary blend of something or another that's in there. But we really want to look for those 3 aminos, and you want to make sure that they're in the right ratio. You're looking for a 2 to 1 to 1. So remember that. That's very important. 2 to 1 to 1. You're looking for 2 isoleucine to 1 leucine, or 2 leucine to 1 isoleucine to 1 valine. So a lot of times if you're looking at all the different brands on the shelf, you'll see some say, oh, this is a 2 to 1 to 1 ratio, or this is an 8 to 1 to 1, or I saw a 10 to 1 to 1. There are some that get really extreme. And the reason that they want to make it seem like their ratio is even greater, that it's maybe like a 10 to 1 to 1, is because they want to say, oh, we have the most leucine in there. Well, why? Why is that even important? Why is that even valuable to you? And so if you're someone that's looking at building muscle or trying to keep lean muscle while you're trying to burn fat, leucine's really important for you. Leucine is actually acting like the keys in the ignition to your car when it comes to turning on the muscle growth or muscle protein synthesis process. So that's extremely important. That's why they value that the most. Then you hop over to isoleucine, and this actually plays a role in fat loss or fat burning, stimulating certain fat burning genes in your body and inhibiting fat storage ones. And then the valine is actually going to be competing with tryptophan in your brain. I'll talk about that in a second. So we're looking for that 2 to 1 to 1 ratio. Ideally, 3 grams of leucine, 1 gram of isoleucine, 1 gram of valine. 3 grams, 1 gram, 1 gram. It's really like the 2 to 1 to 1 ratio that's ideal, okay? So, but that's the most common that you'll find in there. You want to make sure that even if it has a 2 to 1 to 1 ratio, you still got something in there. You don't want it to be nothing but, powdery sugars that are in there, okay? So that's what each of those aminos plays a role in when it comes to your body. But the situations that you're going to use them in, the reason that you guys want to think about this, okay, is because if you want to stimulate muscle growth, a lot of times, okay, so the building blocks that you'll be able to get your protein from are going to be from food sources. So a lot of people will say to me, well, if I'm eating clean and I'm eating plenty of protein, why would I waste my money on, a BCAA supplement? Is it really that big of a deal if I get it from food? And it's a really good question, because you can get these same aminos from food. You can get these through chicken. You can get them through beef, through eggs, absolutely. But guys, you have to think about people that are doing longer endurance workouts. If you're doing over an hour, maybe like an hour and a half, if you're someone that is in the bodybuilding world and you're cutting, if you're someone that is doing like fasted cardio in the morning, or you're someone that like really cannot eat right away when you wake up in the morning and you're trying to stimulate that metabolism, that's why BCAAs are so great, because you have to think about how convenient and readily available this product is. Michael, Sean, I'll get to your question in a second then about injectables and testosterone therapy and things like that. But when it comes to trying to make sure that you get this through some type of supplementation versus sitting down and eating beef or chicken, think about it in the most common situation that people ask me about, which is when they're in the gym. So if you're trying to get these in before, during, and after your workout, a lot of people, the average person doesn't want to have a full stomach before they go and they work out, first of all. So to have 5 grams of BCAAs, which is typically a scoop of whatever powder you get, and throwing it into a drink and, drinking that up, shaking up in your blender bottle. I have mine right here. All right. So I have a watermelon brand in here. That's going to give you the readily available amino acids versus if you're having that beef or the eggs or the chicken. And then during your workout, guys, think about it. Are you going to stop doing your bench press and then you're going to hop over and just start gnawing on a piece of beef? No, you're not going to do that. First of all, I think that you get several funny looks. Second of all, you have to remember that you're going to be taking away all of that blood from your muscles that you're trying to grow, and it's going to your gut. We talked about that on my live this week with intermittent fasting, how much energy consumption comes from just trying to digest food. So you're not going to stop and have something like that in the middle of your workout. And then post-workout, you want to have something immediately afterwards. Yes, you're going to get home and you're going to be able to have your post-workout meal. But when it comes to trying to get those aminos in your system as soon as possible, you want to be able to have that convenience. You want to have it readily available. So could you get it through food? Absolutely. And if you're someone that is not in the competitive atmosphere, or you're somebody that just has more, the easiest way to put it is more relaxed, fitness or weight loss goals, and you're not trying to squeeze out every optimal amount of protein synthesis possible, then you're probably fine without BCAAs. Then don't worry about it. But guys, I'll tell you, I used to work out 5 to 6 days a week, 2 hours at a time. Because of my Lyme and my adrenal fatigue, I'm down to about 1 day a week for 30, 45 minutes. And I have BCAAs every single day. So it is not necessarily just for somebody that works out. There's been a lot more studies, especially with people with adrenal fatigue, for them to be consuming BCAAs because of the fact that it's going to help your neurological sharpness and your mental acuity. So when I was talking about valine earlier, the reason why that is so great and why it plays such an important role, especially during exercise, but all the time, is when you're working out, your brain starts to take up a large amount of tryptophan. And some of you may be sitting there thinking, okay, I know this sounds familiar, but I don't know why. Tryptophan is what is in turkeys, which on Thanksgiving is why we say we get so tired all the time. So that is taken up greatly by your brain when you are working out. What valine does is it actually competes for those same receptors as tryptophan. So it's making sure that you don't take up as much tryptophan, which gets converted to serotonin in your brain and leading to fatigue. So it's prolonging that process of you getting tired, of your muscles getting fatigued, of you not being able to squeeze out as many reps and as many sets. And so it's really helping the duration of your workout to go even further. I know, Melissa, you just said, does it help with sugar cravings? I think that it can be a placebo effect when it comes to sugar cravings. I know a lot of times if I'm craving something sweet, I like to have my BCAAs because, like I said, that I have a watermelon one right here. And if I'm craving something sweet, it can kind of give me like that little kick I need without having to go and, have a whole bowl of ice cream. So it really depends on you. But you have to remember that there are still artificial sugars and things in a lot of the different BCAAs, and some people react differently to artificial sweeteners as far as could it cause There's debates whether it could cause like a spike in insulin or an artificial spike in insulin, or, you know, so everybody's brain works a little bit differently. So that kind of depends on you. A lot of this, guys, is going to be personal assessment. So there are tons of studies out there, but there's still all different conclusions. So when it comes to whether you think this is best for you, if you're someone that is a long endurance athlete, and you're somebody that has, you know, or does intermittent fasting, goes long periods without food consumption, isn't hungry right away in the morning, or has a job where maybe you don't have time to be able to get something in to eat, and you know that you want to be able to eat, you want to be able to consume something, but you just aren't able to. If you want to keep yourself in that anabolic state and constantly burning fat and staying in that you know, protein synthesis and that muscle growth state, BCAAs are a good consideration for you. So let me see who else had stuff in here. I'm trying to look for the comments and I'm not able to scroll. There we go. Let me see. Oh, Sean, you said, can I do a live on my thoughts of testosterone therapy and prescription injectables being prevalent to now? I absolutely can look at that and give you my opinion on that in the future. I can absolutely consider that for sure. Okay. So, you know, when it comes to people looking at what brands they want to get, somebody says, okay, well, which type do you use? I personally like to use Skyvations Extend. So it's literally an X and then TEND. That's the one that I personally like. I know that they have watermelon flavor. They have a mango, which is awesome. They have blue raspberry. By the way, I'm not endorsed by these people. I'm just telling you this is the brand that I like. And I like the fact that it has the proper ratio that I was talking about. It has the 2 to 1 to 1. It has the right amount of grams in there of the leucine, isoleucine, and valine. I like that it feels light. It doesn't upset my stomach. Everybody has a different feeling about artificial flavors, and yes, they want stevia, or yes, they need to make sure that they have the sucralose, or it can't have aspartame. It does have an artificial sweetener in it. It doesn't bother me, but everybody is different. And guys, there are so many brands out there that if you go and you look at that 2 to 1 to 1 ratio, you make sure there's at least 3 grams of leucine, at least 1 gram of isoleucine, and at least 1 gram of valine, you'll be okay. So make sure that that's in there. And you want to look for something that can give you, you know, 5 grams before your workout, about 30 minutes before, and then 5 grams during or post-workout. So those are the things that I would look at. When it comes to different people wanting like the approval or what I would think of it beyond just the ratio, if you have a question, you can feel free to post it in the comments and I'll, you know, review it for you and give you my thoughts on it. If you guys think of any additional questions, feel free to post them below. But overall, I think BCAAs are a great way to supplement. I personally notice a difference with them. But guys, the best way to do it is to add it in there and assess. Do you feel a difference? There's a very big possibility that you may have the placebo effect. There's a possibility that you could add this in there and you think that you feel wonderful, and all of a sudden, you know, you are just having like the best workouts ever. But you know what? In the end, sometimes you have to put the value on, hey, if it's making you work out better, then maybe it's worth it to you, whether it's really doing something within your muscles or not. Everyone's body's different, and every individual has a different, you know, biological makeup. Some may work better with others. Some brands may work better for other people. But like I said, those 3 main amino acids in that proper ratio is what I would suggest. If you have any questions, post it below, and I'm always free for suggestions on further topics for my Facebook Live. So I will see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in.